Hello everyone and welcome to Best Side Cycling. In this video, I'm going to be showing off the climb that I'm going to be using for my Everesting attempt next year and the reasons why I chose this particular climb. This route starts at the intersection of 152nd and Newport Way, and it goes up for 1.61 miles for an elevation gain of 621 feet with an average gradient of 7.3%. So circling back to what an Everesting is, it is basically when you do a single ride to go up the height of Mount Everest. Mount Everest is 29,029 feet tall, and what's defined as one ride is basically you're allowed to take breaks, but you're not allowed to sleep. This has just been a big fad and challenge for a lot of folks throughout the pandemic, and a lot of people have been picking this up. People have been breaking world records on this. I'm clearly just going to be trying to finish, but as you've seen from this channel, I really do enjoy riding up hills, so this has been something that's been on my mind for a while, and given that I'm actually turning 29 next year, I figured it's very fitting to try to ride 29,000 feet. So as always, if you enjoy this video, please roll over the like button and subscribe. It'll definitely motivate me a lot to train up and be able to show you guys a video of me successfully completing this challenge during the next riding season. So in terms of Everesting for this particular climb, that is going to mean that I have to go up and down this hill 47 times. Everestings are traditionally done in a repeated hill climb. So yeah, so 47 times, just a bit short of 50 times I have to ride up this thing. So I better have some good reasons for why I chose this climb out of all the many climbs I probably could have chosen in the King County area. And the reason number one is the straightforward descent. So for this route, I'm probably not riding that full loop at the top. I'm probably just reaching shortly after I get up there and the gradient levels off, then I'll turn around. And you'll see that most of this is actually very straightforward. There's only one technical turn, and that's the one that I'm entering now, where I actually do need to corner. Otherwise, I'm going to have pretty high visibility of everything going on and be able to just descend down. This is just really important for those of us that are just going for a finish, because by the end of this, probably by the 40th time, I don't know how conscious I'm going to be. I'm going to be probably running on fumes, and that's important as you're going through this descent. It becomes more of a safety issue if it's a hard descent and you need to be anticipating what's happening. So the simpler it is, the easier the strain is on your mind and on your body. So for me, as always, safety comes number one. Second reason, the gradients. So I think this is a matter of a little bit of Goldilocks. For a world record attempt, you probably want something that's super steep so you can minimize the distance to go up the hill. In terms of, for me, I'm going for a finish, so I think the key is finding a hill that is steep enough to reduce the total amount of time I need to ride, but at the same time, not too steep so that it completely worns out my legs. I think with this climb is a good elevation gain of 600 feet, but with average gradient of 7.3%, it falls a little bit less than some of the other notable climbs, like the Zoo Hill climbs at like 8.3 about. So it does sort of hang out at the bottom of this climb. We saw there was a bit of like mid-teen gradients, but once it gets up here into the middle, it sort of stays in this 7-8% range. And that for me is something that in my compact gearing, I can probably just like not completely chill out, but like be able something I can sustain and do many times. And that's the idea, given that I do have to ride this 47 times. So that's why I picked this. My goal for my Everesting is to take about maybe 14 hours total, everything included. So it's a good amount of time, and I think with this at 47 times, that would be just about 15 miles of climbing and 50 miles of descending. So it all adds up. And then number three, I guess it's sort of tied to number one, but I think this corridor, like, it's sort of hard to find such a long climb that's also like not super busy. So this road, I think falls under that. There's a few things like the speed limit here is 25 miles per hour. On the descent, I can probably actually ride that speed, but on the ascent, you saw that there was bike lanes on the side. And then here, it's actually relatively calm. Though I would say like many of the climbs I've shown in this on this channel, not many of them are that busy because usually the hillier the places means they're sort of like suburban uh, sort of residential areas, but this one is sort of falls in that same case. This actually leads up to this neighborhood called Hilltop. Speaking about it in general, it's sort of next to this community called Summit, which has fantastic views of Rainier. This climb itself actually doesn't have a lot of views. You get some views maybe as you're descending back down, and you can see the north end. You can see Lake Sammamish and stuff. But yeah, I'll be nice as I'm descending and taking that. But yeah, the low traffic here is another something I considered, and I think that this one meets the bar. And then um, with that, another reason why I chose this climb is because it's relatively close to home. So I'm going to definitely be needing a lot of fair amount of support trying to do this ride. Just I'm probably gonna have to I'm gonna be having a lot of supplies, leaving them somewhere, and then just sort of stopping every now and then. But just being close to home means that my support crew, mainly my spouse, will be able to like come in and out, and like it's not like I'm in the middle of nowhere and they have to drive out super far to get me. This climb is probably just like a 12 minute drive from where I live, so having that proximity I think helps in any Everesting attempt. And then if the worst comes to worst, I can ride back home with the failed legs, but that is what it is. So, and with that, another good reason of why I picked this climb is it has a very nice defined stop and break point. We're not quite there yet, but I'll point it out again. But later, closer to the top, it does level off a bit in gradient, but there's also like this park this park that's just situated right there. It's awkward since it's like closer to the top. So if I take a break, I descend and then come back up. But I still think it's the neat spot where I could probably leave a lot of my kit and not be all too worried. So yeah, I think just showing you all this, I hope that maybe this will help with some of your thinking if you're planning on doing something like an Everesting challenge, and give you ideas of things that I've been thinking about. Of course, I'm going to have to just go ahead and really power through and do this ride, but I'll definitely make this a series and give you guys some more ideas and videos. But here on the left was the park I was talking about. It's here on this slightly more leveled ground closer to the top, but I think it's somewhere that is easy for me to leave a ton of water bottles, a lot of my snacks, whatever, so on and so forth, as I'm going on. And yeah, I will definitely, as I approach this, I think my main thing is just, I over this season I have done like a 10,000 feet ride before, and that didn't completely destroy me. I felt okay. So I think this next season is just going to be getting some of those longer rides in. I think my general take on just completing these endurance rides is if you can do a 60% of one, like a 60% of what you're going for, like i.e. If you're trying to aim for a 100-mile ride, being able to do a 60-mile ride, you'll be pretty good shape. I just feel like a lot of the sort of adrenaline that sort of picks in and all the excitement and then all the preparation, they all just come together, and usually on the day of you're able to do that. So for this, I'm going to apply the same principle. I'm probably going to be attempting this in the summer, of course, but hopefully before this ride, I will have about a 16,000 feet ride. Probably I'll just do hill repeats and then see how that feels. If I can get that done, then I will surely let you all know, and then vlog my experience doing the actual Everesting. So this is a long time coming, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this climb. Definitely give it a try out as well as the other ones on this channel. And now we're at the top part of this climb, and it's sort of just a loop around. I don't know what's a good way to call all these climbs. I just call it the up and downs, but there's a lot of climbs that just end in like sort of this lasso shape where you go up and then now it's sort of just a descent down for me now. So as I mentioned, I would not be going this far for my actual attempt, but I just wanted to show you the full sort of ride just so if you would check this out. And I did say there wasn't a lot of views, but if you do sort of like sneak past or like you just take a peek through some of these homes, you actually do see like really, really good views. It's just a lot of it's covered by forest. But that summit community that is sort of near here and you can connect here pretty easily, that place has really nice views, and I probably will show and showcase another climbing video of that area. But anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think of this. What do you think of Everesting? Is that something you're interested in doing? And yeah, any other comments you want to give me for or advice you want to give me for my attempt next year? And with that, I think that's all I had really for this video. I'm going to leave the rest of the descent showing here with the original audio, and you guys can enjoy that. And you can see how my main point earlier about it being relatively simple sort of plays out. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and see you all in the next one.